I'm making this salad that is a new kind of summer fave of mine. Happened to make it when I was with my brother and sister, and they seemed to like it a lot, so we're gonna try it. So I have a lot of fresh ingredients that I got at Whole Foods. Let me grab a paring knife. So I'm using right now just green leaf lettuce, and I picked all the gross leaves, like the outer leaves, off. You don't have to do that. I tend to do it because COVID and people touching things at the supermarket, like you never know if it's safe or gross, so better safe than sorry. And then I'm just gonna get this first like ick layer out of here. Okay, and so one thing about this salad, first of all, it's gonna be huge. I don't know if you guys can see this bowl. It's pretty ginormous. And so that's why I have like multiple heads of lettuce. Also, obviously I'm not like culinary trained, which I'm sure is very apparent, but you can add in kale if you want to, but I personally like this texture. Okay. Next, I'm going to add tomatoes. I just did vine ripe tomatoes. You can do whichever tomato you like. And I'm not like chopping anything super pretty, like roughly chopped. My favorite part about this salad is probably the dressing, which we'll get to. I have been throwing it on pretty much every salad that I've made this summer, just because I think it pairs nicely with so many different flavors, and it's just super fresh. And for most people, it's just stuff that you have around the house. So you can kind of make it anytime. Okay. Next I'm gonna add, you can use either English cucumber or Persian. Bless you. Okay, that should be good. Then I'm going to add red bell pepper. Trying to avoid these pesky little seeds. Okay. Again, totally up to you. You can use a paring knife for that or just rip it out with your hands. There's really no like fancy way to do it. I mean, there probably is, but again, I didn't go to culinary school, clearly. I'm just a basic bitch who likes to cook. You can also use like whichever color bell pepper you want, but I personally like the red ones. I think they have like a sweeter flavor, which is really nice. Same thing, like roughly chopping this. Okay. Next, like I said, this salad has everything in it. So right now we have the green leaf lettuce, 2 heads of it, and then we have vine ripe tomatoes, English cucumber, and red bell pepper right now. It's just to kind of give you guys an update. I love putting fennel in everything. So I'm gonna add a bulb of fennel, paring knife, and I'm just gonna kind of cut the bottom off in a triangle, like the icky part of the bulb, this little sucker. And then I do like to use the fronds, so I'm just gonna chop those and leave them to the side for a second. Okay, same thing with the fennel. You can kind of peel this first layer if it's gross. There we go. Okay. So same thing, like this whole salad is basically roughly chopped. If you don't like fennel, you can obviously leave it out, but I'm trying to think of like what a good, you could add jicama instead to kind of give you that crunch, which doesn't have a ton of flavor, but it's going to give you the same texture. This in. So I just kind of diced up the fronds a little bit. Again, I kind of like that texture. Some people don't. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, I'll show you guys what we've got. Okay. So this is with fennel added. You can see it's going to be a huge salad. It's great for entertaining. Next I'm going to add green onion. Same thing, take the paring knife and kind of cut off the butt of the bulb. And I use the entire thing. I really like to use green onion in salads when you want a little bit of that flavor without having such a bite to crunch into, as opposed to like, I don't know, like biting into like a giant red onion in your salad. I've never been a fan of that. Add the rest of that. Okay. Next, I'm gonna add red cabbage. So same thing, paring knife. I already removed the bigger knife for this. The grocery store leaves. So I'm using probably a quarter of this cabbage. So not the entire thing, about this much. And again, this bottom part, I'm gonna cut out that triangle with a paring knife. You can cut this however you want to. I am cutting it almost in cubes. This salad is really, really colorful, which I love. It doesn't have a name yet, so if you guys have any suggestions. All right, so let me give you guys the update. Here is with the added cabbage. Next, I'm gonna add radishes. I have like different colored, like red, purple, all that good stuff. You can use regular red radishes. If you don't like radishes, you don't have to use them. Totally up to you. I personally like the flavor. This is kind of like a anything goes salad. This is probably my favorite salad right now because everything is so fresh. It's just, even the dressing, the way it pairs with everything in it, it just is like fresh and summery and good. With our radish added. Next we're gonna add like a handful of, and a small handful of fresh parsley, like literally that much, not a ton. Roughly chopped, not doing anything like pretty or special. We're getting there. There's a ton of ingredients. Next I'm gonna add a small avocado, which I told you guys I always get mine at Trader Joe's because they're always perfect. I don't know why, they just are. Got a spoon. And I cut the avocados in cubes. So if you do get the Trader Joe's teeny tiny avocados, I did 2 of them. Almost done with the avocado. So now I'm going to add hearts of palm and I just cut them in like slices. Here, I'll show you. Just like circles. If you're not crazy about hearts of palm, you can do artichoke hearts instead. They have a similar texture. But if you've seen any of my other recipes, you know we're definitely a fan in our house. All right, that's like the last major ingredient to our ginormous salad. Let me show you guys. This is with avocado and hearts of palm. So like we've got everything in there. It's gonna be really good. So for the dressing, there's no like magic ratio. I do a little drizzle of olive oil, maybe like 3 tablespoons, 4. Babe, oh, never mind, I got it. Never mind. A solid tablespoon of honey. And you can kind of like doctor this how you want to, like if you like it sweeter, if you like it more tart, etc. And I have a lemon. Just gonna squeeze the juice of this lemon in here. It's also much easier if you have a juicer, or like a lemon squeezer, whatever they're called. But we're making it work. Okay, next I have an orange. You can use whatever kind of orange you want. This is just a South African navel. Okay, next, fresh mint leaves, which I'm sure you guys know. Most herbs, if you clap them, it brings out the flavor. And the mint, if you have an emulsion blender or like a hand blender, makes it really, really easy to get a really good consistency on this dressing. I have one. I don't want to use it, to be honest with you, but so just try to chop the fresh mint as finely as possible. So I like to use canola oil for salads because it has a lighter taste, and it's a little bit more slippery than olive oil, if that makes sense. So I just eyeball it and give it like a little, just like a little drizzle. That's plenty. Just to kind of mix things together. And then I'm gonna whisk this dressing together. So it's like a minty, citrusy ordeal, but super light. It has that sweetness from the honey. Okay, let's see. And it's fine that the mint is like still a little leafy, if you will. Because once we mix it up, it's gonna be right in there with the roughly chopped parsley and everything else going on. It'll be fine. So let me show you guys what we're looking like right now. This is everything. We're like ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and mix it up. like I said, this salad is ginormous. Definitely one of those things that you can like meal prep, like you could make it and have it for a couple of days. It'll keep well in the fridge as long as you put it in like a nice airtight container because of the avocado. And then if you want to add like a lemon grilled chicken breast to this, so good. But see, most of my stuff falls to the bottom, all the bits. All right, you guys, so it is done. Let me know if you guys want details on this recipe. I kind of walked you through it, but yeah, let me know.